Alright, hello, my name is Chris Warner, and today I want to talk to you about synthetic cannabis. I'd like to persuade you to consider its medical effects, its legality, and its possible severe medical ramifications if you do smoke it. Synthetic cannabis, it's basically a synthetic or a plant-made material that's been marketed as a legal alternative to smoking marijuana. It creates a euphoric effect similar to marijuana, and it's basically it's sold as an incense, but its common use is to be smoked for its euphoric effect. Today, I'd like you, like I said, to consider its medical ramifications. It does have some severe medical ramifications or side effects, some of which aren't even known yet or haven't been studied and considered in medical studies. Professor John Huffman, he's one of the major guys who created some of the, or one of the major chemicals that's used in a popular brand of spice. I use spice loosely. That's basically a major name. It's the major brand with the market share right now. So spice is a common name that's used for synthetic cannabis. Professor John Huffman, he's basically quoted as saying that anybody who uses his chemical is an idiot, that you don't know what it's going to do to you. When synthetic cannabis first went on sale, it was popularized in Germany. It started out back in about 2004 is when its popularity spiked. It was wide claim to fame, like I said, is that it creates a euphoric effect. It's a legal alternative to smoking. It's sold and marketed basically as a legal herbal incense or such. So it doesn't have that bad connotation such as marijuana or things like that. Synthetic cannabis is so widespread right now, and basically this is back in 2009 that this quote was taken. It's basically about the same thing in the U.S. right now. Mixmag, which is basically like a Maxim magazine in Europe or in London, they did a survey and said that 1 in 8 of their users admitted to smoking synthetic cannabis. So this is a widespread thing. I know a lot of people haven't heard of it here, so maybe some of the younger people have, but it's a very widespread and major thing that keeps growing by leaps and bounds daily. Some of you don't know me. I'm a police officer with the Gulfport Police Department. I've seen the medical effects of this. I've seen it basically since its infancy when this first became popular here on the coast. I've seen it spike and its rise in use, and basically we're starting to see its first ramifications. People who have actually been using it, we're starting to see a lot of the side effects and the things that it actually does to them. It's similar to marijuana, but certain brands of this stuff is way more harsh. It has a lot more chemicals that you're smoking. Some of the things you don't even know what you're smoking that's in it. Nobody knows what you're smoking in it. Like I said, the purpose of this speech is just to persuade you not to smoke it and consider its medical effects. Synthetic marijuana or spice, it's a common chemical that's used, or common drug that's used by young adults, and it's considered to be a safe and alternative or a safe alternative to smoking traditional marijuana. Basically, let me tell you first what spice is. It can be marketed. There's a whole lot of different things that can be made up that's actually spice. The most dangerous and the one that's most sought after is made using HU-210. That's what was created by John Huffman back in 1988. It was created, HU-210 was created, they were trying to synthesize a cannabinoid that made the similar effects of cannabis, or THC, or the chemicals that are found in THC. It was made, whenever the scientists created it, as it was a treatment for Alzheimer's patients. Basically, whenever it went through the FDA process it was totally pushed to the wayside. And they said that's when he made his statement that anybody who uses this chemical is an idiot, because we don't know. There's so many different side effects that can be had from this. Nobody knows what it will do to you. Basically, spice is made by using a gamut of different herbal incenses. It can be dandelion, dragonfly. There's a whole bunch of different things that will chop up. With spice, HU210, they'll actually lace it with this chemical. Now, the medical effects of this chemical can be anything. The most common thing that's reported is just hypertension. There's been instances where kids were brought into the emergency room with high blood pressure, vomiting, nausea, certain things like that. And in a few cases, people have actually even died from it. Whenever it's created, the makers of it, you or I or anybody can say, I'm going to be a spice maker and market it in the U.S. It's not marketed for human consumption. Basically, a maker, whenever he wants to make it, he'll make a batch of this stuff and he'll put not for human consumption and sell it as incense, when everybody knows it's basically made to smoke. But he'll market it just as incense. There's no FDA regulation on it. There's no safety check like for cigarettes or things like that. So there's anything from mold spores, different chemicals that are used in the making of the plant material, anything that can be in it that can also cause negative medical effects. There's never been a major medical study done that would consider or that have quantified any of the major medical effects of this stuff. There have been instances in Europe where this stuff's popular, that there's been reports of permanent psychosis by using HU210. Anything running from just simple hypertension and headaches on up to death has been reported on this. My other main point I'd like to teach to you or tell you about is that HU210 and spice in particular here in the U.S. has been made illegal. In 2010, or September 2010, spice was outlawed in the state of Mississippi. It's basically the same ramifications as being caught with marijuana. You can be prosecuted and sentenced to the penitentiary up to 3 years for possession and sale of spice. And it's also been listed, like I said, HU210 as a Schedule I drug with the DEA, and it carries all the same ramifications as any marijuana or any type of drug that's a Schedule I. Again, today I just wanted to talk to you a little bit, educate you on what spice was and some of the medical ramifications for smoking it. I believe that a well-informed public will make the right decision. If you don't know what it is, you don't know what you're smoking, you're more apt to use it. I just hope that you walk away from this knowing just a little bit more, feel a little more educated. Thank you.